This is called a neck chain. This will be fixed like this on the neck of a single slave for good 18 hours. Wow. While the slaves are busy working on plantation farm, this will be around their neck for 18 hours. So I want you to feel this, maybe it's heavy or not. Hey!
Welcome to my Inspiration Channel, still your family paternal inspiration channel. We are right here in Lagos State, Nigeria, precisely in Marina Shoreline. In fact, this place, I don't know. I have a lot concerning this place, but let us hear from the main man who is in charge of this area. Let him tell us his name and tell us what is happening in this Marina Shoreline. Please, louder.
Good afternoon. My name is Prince Adeshola Shakiru Dendagrion. I'm a tour guide and a curator in the museum. Badagry, there are a lot of sites, historical places and monuments that you guys will love to visit. Firstly, we have the Moby Slave Relics Museum.
Moby Slave
Relics Museum.
Okay.
That is the museum you'll be seeing the reed chain, the shackles, the slavery instruments used during the period of slavery.
Okay.
The chains and shackles will be seen in there over 500 years.
Wow.
Because during the period of slavery lasted in Badagry for 350 to 400 years. The trade was officially abolished by the British in 1852, but illegally, the business ended in Badagry in 1888. With the help of a man buried in the museum called Chief Sumbu Mobi, the man died October 16, 1893. Through his own help, slavery was finally eradicated in Badagry.
Wow.
We have another museum, it is called Brazilian Barracón. Now, what is a barracón? A barracón is a Spanish word meaning a slave cell where they used to keep the slaves. There are 40 rooms inside the barracón. In each of the rooms, 40 slaves were kept in each of the rooms. Minimum of 1,600 slaves were stored at the barracón for 3 months.
Wow.
Before the arrival of the slave ship, they will now move the slaves out from the cell, across the port, across the Lagos Port Novo Lagoon, down to a place called Point of No Return. The reason why it was called Point of No Return then was because once the slaves had been moved down to that island, they will never come back to Africa again. So the departure of slaves from Africa to places like Cuba, West Indies, Brazil, Jamaica, Barbados, American, it took place at the slave point of no return. We also have the four-story building in Nigeria, Badagry, built in 1842.
Like the first-story building in Nigeria.
First-story building in the whole of Nigeria.
That's interesting.
Built in 1842 to 1845 by Reverend Charles Andrew Goma. Inside the building, the first African bishop, Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowder, he sat there in the building. He did the translation of the English Bible to Yoruba Bible, the first English Bible that was brought to Nigeria by the missionary by Reverend Thomas Page Freeman and Reverend Henry Thompson. Ajayi Crowder sat there in the building. He did the translation, and up to date, as I'm speaking to you, the 2 Bibles are still in there. Furthermore, we have Badagry Heritage Museum, established in 1863. The building of the museum, it used to be the former district officer's office, the DO's office during the colonial era. It was later converted to a museum in the year 2002 by the then governor of Lagos State, the president of Nigeria today, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Finally, we have the Vlekete Slave Market, established in Badagry in 1502. The market, it used to be the biggest slave market in the whole of West Africa during the period of slavery. Badagry and Calabar were known as the 2 major slave coasts in the whole of Nigeria. They have another slave market in Calabar called a young slave market, established in 1810. Any slaves captured from the old Oyo Empire were brought down to Badagry. Any slaves captured from the eastern part of Nigeria were taken to Calabar. The slave market in Badagry, over 300 slaves were being sold there in each market day. Every market day is 5 days. 15,000 slaves were sold there annually, meaning millions of our ancestors were sold at the slave market for 400 years. The trade began in 1445, ended in Badagry in 1888. There is an underground dungeon at the slave market where the leftover slaves were being kept for another market day. Those are the numbers of sites that are visible for you, the tourists, to see. Wow, I don't know the numbers of places you guys will love to visit.
I'm already. Guys, you can see, I am so happy that these people, they are able to keep these good memories for the generation yet unborn. And I'm happy you are doing a very great work, not only for Nigeria, but to the entire Africa as a whole. Thank you so much. But right now, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know. I think this is not going to take only a day. I think we are going to take today and tomorrow to do this program. So now, which place do you think, where do you think that we can start? Where do we start from?
We are going to start from the mobile relics, where you are going to be seeing the charcoals and the relics used on the neck of our forefathers. And when we are done at the mobile relics, we proceed down to the Brazilian marathon, where you will be seeing a very small room where 40 slaves were being kept for 3 months while waiting for the arrival of the ship. So when we are done with those two today, tomorrow we can continue our tour.
Okay. So if this is the actual place, the slave trade place.
Exactly. This is the slave trading center.
The slave center. Okay. So guys, at my back you can see Journey to Unknown Destination. Welcome to the Obi Royal Family
Original Slave Relics Museum,
Badagry. Journey to Unknown Destination. Guys, follow me. Let's go in this journey. It's going to be an interesting journey. And please, this is your first time welcome to this channel. Do us a favor by subscribing to this channel, press the notification bell, so anytime we post videos, you'll be the first to know. So guys, come, let's go. Wow. So where are we now? Where
we are currently is the Mobile Slave Relics Museum.
Mobile
Slave Relics
Museum. Okay.
So join me as we go in to see the re-chain, the shackles used during the period of
slave trade. Wow. Wow.
This is the Mobile Slave Relics Museum, and here are the re-chain, the shackles, the slavery instruments used during the period of slavery. The chains and shackles you are seeing here are over 500 years, because during the period of slavery lasted in Badagry for 350 to 400 years. The trade was officially abolished by the British in Badagry in 1852, but illegally the business ended in Badagry in the year 1888 with the help of the not buried there called the man died October 16, 1893. 3 years later, slavery was finally abolished in Badagry. The father of the man buried there was a middleman between the white and the blacks. This is called the neck chain. This will be fixed like this on the neck of a single slave for good 18 hours. Wow. While the slaves are busy working on plantation farm, these will be around their neck for 18 hours. So I want to go feel this, maybe it's heavy or not.
Hey! It's very, very heavy. Oh my God. So they wear this for 18 hours?
Yeah, this will be around their neck for good 18 hours.
And they were working with it?
While they are busy working on the farm. So I want to try the weight of the chain.
I want to try. Because they have paid the price for me. Oh my God. I can't believe this. So I was this way for only one person?
Yes.
After the white wear them this chain?
Yes. So after fixing these on the neck of a single slave, other ones there will be fixed on the neck of other slaves, and they will be on a single file while they march them down to a place called top. This is called the mount clip. Then you bend this on the mouth of the slave like this. Then you pull out the lips, pierce the upper and the lower lips, and lock it in padlock like this.
Okay, like this.
For slaves not to eat any farm products while they are busy working on the farm, and for them not to communicate within themselves. This is called the light chain, and this is used for the babies. They use this to tie the hand of 2 babies together and
children too,
and separate the babies from their parents. For the babies not to disturb their parents while their parents are busy working on the farm. This is a torture weapon for the stubborn slaves. Then we force their hand into this, break the bone up to the wrist, screw this on the taller platform, suspend their leg from the ground. These slaves will be dangling until death. And this is the branding iron. A slave don't have a name. A slave don't bear their name. They are to bear their master's name or any name their master choose to give to them. Then we put this on fire. When this is very, very red and hot, then we use this to write the name of the slave owner on their chest. If they are female, then we write it at the back of their body. They call it slave branding for identification, because the slaves they were kept in the slave barrack were owned by different slave masters. The second purpose of this, they use this to pierce the lips of the slaves for them to make use of the padlock. This is called or the ankle. Then he made use of the ankle of two slaves. Now, one end, the other side for the other slave, and the hook is together with padlock for slave not to run away while they are busy working on the farm. Imagine if there should be something like this around someone's ankle for good 18 hours, definitely there will be a lot of wounds around the ankle. I used to tell my tourists, either we like it or not, we must appreciate the gift of freedom because we are not slaves. We were not born during the period of slavery. If you were born then, many of us have been captured as slaves and sold to different farms. And olden days, this is called cowrie. This is the money we spent in Africa in the olden days. This is called cowries. This is only recognized between the blacks. When the white people came to us in Africa, they refused to accept this from we the blacks as a means of exchange, and this led to the introduction of trade by barter. And back then, a bottle of alcohol in Badagry was 10 slaves. A bottle of dry gin was 10 slaves. This is what we call the calendar, and we have it in sizes. The shorter size of the gun we are seeing here was 40 slaves. We also have the longer size in exchange of 100 slaves. Now, we blacks, we African, what we do is we use this to wage among ourselves and Africa so that we can get more slaves to the white people. We also have items like umbrella, matches, mirror, tobacco, bead. We also use in exchange of slaves. Over here is the slave drinking water bowl. Then we fill this with water. About 40 to 50 slaves were meant to drink water from this. At the same time, while their two arms, the same time together in the back. Survival of the fittest. Whoever among the slaves that refused to drink water that particular period, we have to wait till the next day because slaves are meant to eat food and drink water once a day. And the royal musical instruments, these are called ajoga in our own local dialect in Ogo language. This is only found in a royal family played by the women for a special occasion. And we have the status of a stubborn castrated slave, begging for forgiveness. There are two categories of slaves. We have the domestic slave, we also have the freed slaves. Domestic slaves are the slaves that work in the house of their masters, while the free slaves are the slaves that work on plantation farm. So the demonstration we are seeing here is the demonstration of a domestic slave who works in the house of his master. So for him not to have any sexual intercourse with his master wife and daughters, the master decided to castrate him, just the way we castrate our animals at home. Here are some of the pictures. Here we have the picture of a dog catching a runaway slaves. There are some dogs that are specially trained to go and provide any slave that he or she is trying to run away or to go there and kill that particular slave. If you are watching a movie titled The Roots by Ernest Andy Kinta Kinte, same thing applying in the movie. That is the public auction of the slaves. Plantation slaves. You can see those 3 slaves. They were eating sugarcane on plantation farm to survive. Meaning, it is not all the slave masters who padlock the mouth of their slaves. Resistance and public punishment. This is the treaty of abolishment of slave trade in Badagry by the British. Like I said, the trade was officially abolished by the British in Badagry in 1852, but legally, the business ended in Badagry in 1888 with the help of the man buried. That is the picture of the symbol used in campaigning against slavery. You can see the slave is asking, am I not a man and a brother? Am I not a man and a brother? Why are they chains around my body? That was how the trade was finally abolished. We have separation of families. How a group of family were captured as slaves and they were all sold to different parts of the world. They will never come across themselves again till the end of the life. The march to the coast, to the point of no return, inspectation of slaves, the middle passage of the ship, advertisement of slaves, capture of slaves from the interland, demand and supply of slaves from the vacated slave market, established in Badagry in 1502. Point of no return, journey to unknown destination. The reason why it was known as journey to unknown destination was because the European slave dealers don't tell the slaves where they are taking them to. Some of the slaves were taken to Cuba, to Jamaica, to America, to so many countries across the globe. That is why it is called journey to unknown destination. Across the Atlantic, the master preferred the slave to die than to survive. The masters preferred the slave to die than to survive. That is all what we have for you at the Mobi Slave Relics Museum.
So what about the image at your back?
This is the the agony of a blind slave. The master decided to blind him because a slave is another person's property. So the owner of the property may decide to do anything with his or her property. And this is where, at the point of no return, it is called spirit attenuation. Attenuation means to weaken or to loss. Once the slave gets into that place, they will fetch the water for them to drink. Once they drink water from the well, they have to lose their memory and their senses for 3 to 4 months. Any other question?
This whole
400 years. 400 years into slavery. The trade began in 1445 and then in 1888.
So, like, this Badagry is the main place where the slave trade took place.
Badagry and Calabar were known as the
Badagry and Calabar. Yeah. Hello, guys. You can see beautiful memories and also painful memories of what the blacks went through in the hands of the white for 400 years. I mean, 400 years. Good. Wow. Wow. In fact, I feel like crying, remembering that, like, human beings like me went through such torture. You know, when they tell us the story of slave trade, sometimes it's good for us to come to this kind of place so they can know the value and importance of the freedom you are enjoying today. Yeah. Like, it's just like a privilege. Now we can walk freely, drive freely, move freely. Imagine what somebody we hang on his neck. Imagine what somebody we hang on his neck like this, still working
18 hours.
For 18 hours. Like seriously? Like the white really dealt with we the black. We are grateful to God for the freedom. Imagine I'm holding it, I can't even leave it. Like, it's so painful. Wow. Guys, thank you so much for coming. And please, it's your first time on to this channel. Do us a favor by subscribing to this channel, press the notification bell so that anytime we post a video, thank you so much. See you on our next video.